Good to be back at it this week. It's a great opportunity our guys and our coaches have in front of us with OU. Tremendously talented team, goes without saying. They're averaging 325 and 350 respectively on offense. That's pretty impressive in 3 weeks. Shut out in the first quarter by their defense, 3 times as many points in the second quarter. It's been 3 straight weeks for them of domination, and what a major challenge to our staff and our team to go in there and compete on national television. I'm excited about the opportunity. Our players are. Started on it early this morning, but tremendous opportunity. Jalen Hurts playing as good as anybody in the country, obviously in the Heisman talk, and justifiably so. Trey Sermon's big, strong, athletic back. They've got a few of them. Ramondre is extremely talented and twitchy and thick. You have got to tackle him and wrap up and get population to the ball. You look at it on defense, Kenneth Murray's a Sunday player. Galmore is a Sunday player. And they've got some younger guys up front and in that front seven that, are long, strong, and athletic. They just hadn't played a ton, but you can see it on film. They flash on film. Both corners got great makeup speed. They've got track speed. They got straight line speed. You see them on tape get beat by a step, and they're right back on guys. And so poses a big challenge, just like I said, but our guys are ready. We're looking forward to it. Obviously, with the quarterback situation for us, you're going to see both guys. Not sure how that's going to play out. We'll see how the week goes in practice, and we'll have a plan defined exactly for those guys by the end of the week before we get on the bus to head to the airport. So with that, I'll go ahead and open it up for any questions.
Coach, when you watch Jalen Hurts on tape, you just saw a dynamic quarterback in Khalil Tate. Now you see him. Are they similar when you watch them, or is there maybe a big difference between the two?
No, I think Jalen Hurts throws the ball better. He's thicker. He's stronger. He's more of a power runner, but don't confuse power runner for a lack of speed. That's not the case with number one. The guy's he's got really good speed. Khalil Tate's got elite speed, but I don't think Khalil's throws it as well as Jalen, and he's not as thick and powerful.
What was the thing your team worked on most last week during the off week?
Obviously, from the quarterback standpoint, just getting used to a new guy back there more often. It's not like they hadn't played with those guys because of spring ball and training camp. But corrections on defense, some communication up front on the O-line. We used it to get healthier. We used it to prepare for OU, but also got a lot of good practice time, especially at the beginning of the week with our really young guys as well as the guys that haven't had near as many snaps. So you got to be able to manage that, and then we use the end of the week for recruiting for coaches, and then gave some guys the day off.
Speaking of your quarterbacks for practice this week, are you going to divide the reps up 50-50 or give one quarterback a little bit more than the other? Have you thought about that yet?
We have, yeah. I'm not going to reveal it because I just said we're going to define the plan as the week goes, and we'll have it defined at the end of the week. But you're going to see both of them in the game. So you're going to see both of them in practice. But y'all won't see it because I'm going to close practice all week.
How much do you look at last year's game against OU where Jet did get some reps and how comfortable he was against the Sooners knowing he has that experience?
Well, it's a completely different defensive coordinator and defensive front and structure.
What do Jackson and Jet bring to the team?
I think Jet brings some experience that you mentioned in the Big 12, and he's played well at times. He is elusive. He's got some athletic ability when he does pull it down and run. Jackson has done a really nice job of coming in and learning our offense really quickly and kind of just going through it for the first time in training camp. And from what he lacks in terms of game experience, I think he makes up in his knowledge and how quick he picked up our offense.
Coach, where does this Oklahoma offense, because you played against a bunch of teams in the past, how do they kind of compare to other teams? Would you say they're one of the best that you'll probably face in your career so far as a coach?
Yeah, pretty evenly balanced, explosive playmakers, some really good H-back, tight ends, the backs, up there. I think they'll obviously be one of the best we see all year. So they're hot. They play fast. They start fast. I mean, I think it's, a couple of the games it's 21-0 in two of the 3 games in the first 4 series, and then I think UCLA, they scored 17 in the first 3 possessions, so they're starting fast.
What do you see from a guy like CeeDee Lamb? How can a receiver like that really pose problems for your defense?
Confidence, explosive, makes competitive catches, big top-end speed.
Are there similarities between your offense and theirs that can set your defense up to have success in this game?
Are there similarities?
Do you see similarities between your offense and Oklahoma's that, since your defense has gone against your offense the whole offseason, can they
Oh,
that?
yeah, in terms of pace, yeah, I think they can. As fast as we go on offense, I think that takes a lot of defenses some game time and game reps early in the game to be adjusted. And I think from that one aspect, and direct answer to your question, yeah, I think that's going to help our guys prepare for it and at least know what's coming at them.
Is there an opportunity for this D-line to also have a big game with Oklahoma losing 4 of their 5 offensive linemen from last year? Can you see your experienced defensive line having a big factor in this game?
Well, I think not just our D-line, but our whole defense is going to have to play as a unit. The experience that we do have on the D-line is one of our strengths. Certainly, it remains to be seen if it's a positive in the game. We'll see.
When it comes to a third-string emergency quarterback, if something were to happen to Jet and Jackson, would it be Logan or would we maybe see Xavier?
Yeah, maybe see Xavier.
Allen's injury require any surgery?
No.
How do you feel like the offensive line performs against Arizona, and what do they need to do against Oklahoma?
Well, I don't know what they're going to do against OU, but we talked about Arizona. I think, a week ago at this point, there were times that we didn't protect the QB well. We weren't executing in terms of our protection and not just the assignment, but there's things that happen in the middle of an assignment and protection that if they do this, we do this, and I'm helping here, I'm not helping here, and we haven't got all those intricacies down yet. Certainly need to do a better job of protecting the passer. I think we would all agree to that.
But this Oklahoma defense, how different is it from last year? I know you guys spent most of your time studying this year, but it's relatively the same group of guys, just in a different scheme, right? And what are they doing effectively?
Well, they're getting off the field, creating negative yardage, lost yardage plays, negative yardage plays. They're getting guys behind the chains. They're canceling out gaps up front. They're sound in the secondary. Their guys are playing confident. And I think that is a testament to coaching, because the confidence that they, to me, display on tape goes back to understanding a scheme. And if you understand something, then you play confident, therefore you play fast. And I think in 3 games, that's pretty evident of Coach Grinch's defense. And it is a different scheme. But you can tell that, they're rotating some guys in. They're getting a lot of their twos in. And I'm not saying when the game has gotten out of hand, certainly that's the case, but they feel confident with some guys that they're giving them playing time, early in the first quarter.
How much of a test is this for your guys to grow with, just playing against such a top opponent in such a harsh atmosphere, like in terms of adversity they'll face?
Oh, this ain't adversity. Adversity is, the 2 little kids we had come out, our special spectator program. This isn't adversity. You kidding me? Playing Oklahoma is a challenge. It's fun. It's, a lot of the reason why I come to coach here and guys come to play here, but let's not confuse adversity with the college football game.
Matt, two-part question. What kind of balance would you like to see among ball distribution with your receivers? And B, is there any concern at all about, I guess, X in particular, you haven't really had a lot of catches from those guys yet?
No concern, but I think the ball distribution, you want it to be decently balanced across with the H's, the X's, and the Z's. Certainly, if you get into game and a guy's got the hot hand or they're giving you something, you've got to take it. That's not a coaching cliche, but you got to. But certainly it can't be an imbalance in terms of TJ's catching all these balls and the X position is not. And it doesn't have to be a certain guy. It can be RJ and Easy together and combined, as well as all the H's combined with, some at the tight end spot. I think that's certainly, I think all of us on offense are cognizant of that. But it's going to allow us to, the balance is going to allow us to, take advantage of stuff. If not, they're going to tilt safeties to TJ every time. They're going to bracket TJ. They're going to banjo him. They're going to combo him in the red zone. And I would too, until somebody proves that they can make plays.
So the first 3 games, do you feel like Allen has kind of gone with what's been there, or is it at X in particular? Has it been 2 guys who are kind of playing that position in this offense for the first time, just kind of taking some time to get going?
Yeah, and I don't think they're taking time to get going, Don, but they just haven't had anything big. I think they've gotten balls, and I think Allen's taken the throws when they're there, but for whatever reason, the numbers aren't big yet at that spot. Certainly can be and should be. They were at that position for us last year, so it's not in terms of the scheme or the offense.
Coach, with Bowman being out for an extended period of time, who have you seen step up in a leadership role to fill some of that vacuum that, with him being not on the practice field, not able to participate as much?
Yeah, the guys that are going to have to do that are the O-linemen. They're the ones that have played the most. I certainly think Dante Thompson's there and TJ are there for us on offense. Quite frankly, the guys on defense got to play a little bit better. The guys that are around the quarterback position, the other 10, have got to play all a little bit better. So the leadership, in terms of the vocal leadership or in the locker room leadership, I think are some of the guys that continue to do that, whether it's Jordan Brooks, it's Broderick, it's Doug Coleman, it's Bruffy, it's T. Steele, those kind of guys. And I think that's been evident, but it's not like they started talking and trying to be a leader just this week.
Have you put any thought into the idea of redshirting Allen, or are you kind of waiting to see kind of how long he is and how long?
Oh, wait, no, that's something that's not, no, September the 23rd, no.
When it comes to the running back spot, are you looking for a guy to come out and take the majority that carries, or
You'd like to. Yeah, we'd like somebody to take that. I mean, if we can get it to somebody's taking 2/3 of the reps and the other 2 guys are splitting a third, that's fine. If not, we'll continue to distribute those carries fairly evenly.
And then on an Oklahoma perspective, running back wise, everyone obviously talks about Jalen and the wide receivers, but Kennedy Brooks and Trey Sermon, what do they bring to the table, and kind of how do they differ?
Well, I just talked about Trey. Kennedy I didn't talk about. I talked about Ramondre. All 3 of those guys are talented. They're twitchy. They have got strong lower bodies. I mean, that's the thing. You don't see, rarely I would say you see the first guy bring them down. I mean, that's a testament to their strength, what they've done with their strength coach, what they've done in the weight room. And I think you see that across the board with a lot of their skill guys, strong lower bodies.
As a coach going on the road for your first Big 12 game, your thoughts on the 11 a.m. kickoff?
My thoughts on the what?
The 11 a.m. kickoff.
Yeah, play it as it lies. I mean, it is what it is, and we'll get up early and get ready to roll.
How excited are you to finally break into some conference play action in your first year?
Well, that's what we want to do. You get into the conference, you want to get in the fight, get in the Big 12 conference, and here we go, and we're starting with the defending champs right out of the gate.
Is there something that you wanted to see from your team to know, okay, they are ready, in my mind, for conference play, and they're where they need to be at 4 weeks in?
No.
Pick on the 11 a.m. kickoffs for a moment. You have one 11 a.m. this week and 11 a.m. next week. How many of those did y'all get at Utah State? What was y'all's-
11. What was our record at 11 a.m.?
What was y'all's
Oh.
has any preseason games?
The first one that comes to mind is Auburn, 2011. That was my first game as an assistant at Utah State. Had a 17-year-old quarterback. I think we had to sign a sheet to get him on the plane. He wasn't even old enough to get on the plane. He started. Auburn was the defending national champs that year, if I'm not mistaken. They presented him with the crystal ball right before the game. And that was an 11 a.m. ESPN2 kickoff. Chucky Keaton was our starting quarterback, 17 years old. He skipped the first pass into the turf. It was a heck of a deal, boy. I'm like, yeah, we got it going here. He played his tail off. We almost won. I think we were up 12 with 2 minutes to go in the game and got beat. I've never seen something like that. That's the first one, Don, that comes to mind. No, I'm sorry, I don't have.
Y'all didn't get these every few weeks.
11?
Mountain
No, we had a decent amount of 12 o'clock kickoffs late in the year just because of the weather. I can't remember playing 11 very much, but 11, 12, that's I mean, you're starting early. It's pregame meal, walk through, and here we go. Yeah, I like it. I think that's the way college football ought to be played. Now, maybe not 11, but maybe 1, unless you're on one of the big 4 or 5 networks. I mean, let's just kick it off and roll. I've always thought that. So we'll take the 11 o'clock, get ready to go.
Talking about Chucky Keaton, obviously he made a lot of progress then from that day. What has he kind of brought to your staff?
Yeah.
So
Well, he brings a youthful energy. He brings a perspective to our players about playing for me, for our staff. He's played at a high level. He's knowledgeable about the game. He's a really good young coach. And like I said, got a lot of energy, great demeanor about himself. He's a good teacher for a young guy, still learning, not there yet, but his time's coming. His time's coming soon.
Bye week, we took real time to take off and prepare our bodies. We got some guys back healthy. We just took time to relax and get our minds right and bodies right, focusing on this week.
Is this different than what you normally do before? Is the bye week just kind of like what you said, a little bit of half and half, where you kind of get your body rested and kind of prepare?
It's always been the same. Like I said, we take time to get our bodies right, then prepare for get our minds right for this week and mentally locked in on what needs to happen, what has to happen.
Do you think this was the perfect time for the bye, considering the Allen getting hurt and the quarterback situation changing a little bit?
Oh yeah, it came in a good time. Like I said, we got some guys banged up a little bit from Arizona. Had time to recover over this past week, and we're still doing the recovery and stuff, but we're definitely more locked in on what we need to do this week.
How eager are you to get conference play really rolling, especially against such a good offense in Oklahoma?
I'm very prepared for it. I'm excited for it. They say that one of the hardest games is your first conference game, and I always known that growing up playing football, so it's just the first start of the conference and see where we lie.
For you, how is kind of as a receiver, as a guy who catches the ball, how is life after Allen Bowman, and how important is it for you to get those reps from both Jackson and Jets? You're kind of used to both of them.
It's good for me to do both, but it's kind of been doing the same thing since spring and in the fall camp. So they rotate the guys, so it's kind of like the next guy up mentality. So whoever and calling the plays or calling the shots, we were riding with them for sure.
Even with when Allen was the starter and healthy, how many reps did you get with Jackson or Jet, on a regular practice?
It was a few, but I mean we still got them reps in, like I said, because how they rotate the quarterbacks at practice. So I got experience with both guys, and whoever's called, we got to roll with them.
How's their ball different?
Excuse me?
How is their ball different?
It differs from like Jet. He slings it kind of good. Jackson I played with Jet for a few years now. Jackson, he was transferring in, so not really used to his ball, but he has a good arm strength and he can evade the pocket as well.
Donovan, for you, what did you do during the bye week?
What did I do during the bye week? I watched a lot of football. Like I said, just relaxing, kick back, watching football basically all week. Just getting my mind right, body right, getting back healthy, something I took pride in.
How does a guy like Kenneth Murray on that, Matt Wells just said he's a guy that will play on Sundays. How does him and that linebacking core really pose problems for you, do you think?
I think I go against top guys here in our defense. So it's just another step, another game. Looking forward to getting after it, getting out there and doing what we do. Like I said, I've played top-notch talent here and over the past few years, so I'll be ready for it.
With Allen going down, Coach mentioned that you were one of the players that was stepping up in the leadership vacuum, I guess was the way to describe it. What have you done differently since his injury in that leadership role?
Just letting the guys know that we'll be all right. Like I said, it's next man up mentality. No matter what, we still got to go out there and play. It's not like we just lay down and say the season's over just because our starting quarterback got hurt, but just telling the guys that we're good and we'll be fine.
Have you seen anything with this Oklahoma offense, that areas that you can attack or areas you think you guys can exploit in the passing game?
I feel like they're a pretty solid defense. They run cover four, so with that it allows seams and stuff to be open spots. You find areas in the defense that they'll be open hole shots and stuff like that. So Coach Yost is doing a great job in drawing up plays and figuring out what we need to do and where the ball should go, and just trusting him, we'll be fine.
For you, when you watch the tape against Arizona, what stuck out to you that maybe caused some struggles offensively or caused drives to stall out?
We just had some missed plays. It wasn't nothing that they really did to stop us. We stopped ourselves sometimes with penalties and just drop balls and incomplete balls, stuff like that. Plays that we wish we could have had back, but that's just how the game goes.
Is that something you can rep, or is that just a mentality thing they need to fix?
It's kind of both. Because when you face an adversity, you just got to know this is just what it is, and you just got to fight through it and find a way out of it and just try to get the job done.
Monte, you've been to OU a couple of times in your career here at Tech. What do you like about just going on the road and playing in front of that crowd? It's one of the biggest stadiums in the Big 12 Conference. I mean, what excites you about just being able to go and compete in that really, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, the fans, everyone, it's just special. It's different.
Right. It's definitely a special place. They take pride in their home field. I like going there personally because it's kind of closer to home, closer drive, so I have a lot of family and stuff there. They're able to go to that game, and it's just going to be a lot of energy going on the road. It's always tough going on the road, but we had one road game. We got another one this week, and we just going to be prepared for it. You just got to know what you're getting yourself into and be prepared and just block out the noise and focus on the game.
Have you taken on more of a leadership role now, considering Allen going down?
I would say so, but not just anything crazy. With me being a senior, I try to be a leader from day one. Got young guys following me, so I just try to lead in my actions and just how I carry myself.
How vocal are like Jackson and Jet in the huddle or practice or whatever? Have they gotten more vocal in leadership status, like getting higher for them?
I wouldn't say so. Like I said, with Allen going out, it's just not oh snap, we gotta act all crazy and stuff. We kind of keeping our composure, we all know, you know what I'm saying? We all know what had happened, and we just gotta, we know, so we just gotta prepare and do what we gotta do to succeed.
In a weird way, did last year kind of help you guys prepare for this? I mean, I know it's not bad, but given the fact that he was injured a year ago, you guys have kind of been down this road before.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, we've been down this road before. Like, it's nothing new to us. We played without the starters a few times last year. So it's something that happened, and we just got to work on it and work on being better. And wherever 11 guys on the field, we just got to execute each assignment.
Were there any unexpected?
You mentioned playing with Jet. I mean, can you talk to your relationship with him, given you guys have been around each other for a handful of years now?
Yeah, I actually played him back in high school. He was a young buck then, but I played him in high school, so I saw him a little bit. Then when I was here, I saw him in the state game and stuff. So I've known Jet even before he got here. Like I said, just practicing with him over the last few years. Like I said, they rotate quarterbacks. You're not always gonna go with the one or two or whatever like you are considered as being. You rotate, so. And then just doing like little drills like pat and go and stuff, you just kind of get that chemistry with the quarterback, and It's just something that happens over time.
Any unexpected challenges going to Arizona that you think the team has to work on before going on the road again this week?
No, I wouldn't say so. It's just being in an away game. You know, going to someone else's territory and try to leave out the victor.
And when he tucks the ball and runs, he's just like a back, just like a tailback. But he can also sit in the pocket and pick apart defenses.
How does that change how you guys are in the secondary, being aware of how much he'll run, how elusive he can be?
Well, we just have to contain him. We just have to be conscious of what he can and can't do.
How was the bye week for you? You think it came at a good time?
Perfect time, honestly. It was after that Arizona game, we got back off the plane at like 4 a.m, and everybody was just drained, like from that time shift and stuff. It just couldn't have came at a better time.
How much is Jalen similar to what you saw in Khalil Tate, and maybe where do they differ as quarterbacks?
Well, Khalil Tate is more of an athlete. Like, he's more of a God-gifted talent, but Jalen Hurts doesn't really use that as much. He can sit back and go through a progression. He can sit back and actually pick apart coverages and things like that. But what we saw in Khalil Tate was, I would say, like 1 in a million.
How do you think the secondary has been growing in the first 3 games and even during the bye? Do you think you guys are at that you are right where you need to be heading into conference play?
Yeah, I feel like we're moving towards what we need, what we're striving to get to. I mean, some tweaks here and there, but overall, I feel like we're making strides to get where we want to be.
You think you and Doug are kind of feeding off each other back there?
Yeah, definitely.
Is this the best group of receivers you'll see all season?
Honestly, I don't. Yeah, it probably will be, because Rambo's a great kid. Him and Lamb, they got a great receiving core down there in Norman. So it probably will be one of the best receiving cores we'll see all season.
What do you remember about going up against guys like CeeDee Lamb last year? What makes them so much better than anyone else?
They can make catches I've never seen before. Like they can do things that you don't see on a regular basis. I mean, everybody can run a curl route, stop, catch the ball, make a turn, you know what I'm saying? But not everybody can just jump out the gym and high point a ball and things like that. Those guys are just gifted with things that not everybody else has.
As a guy who plays in the secondary and goes up against wide receivers all the time, is there a little bit of an appreciation you can have when you watch guys like that? And you're like, man, that dude.
Yeah, and at the same time, it like kind of triggers that competitive side in you. And it's just like, I can't wait to play against a guy that talented.
How does this Oklahoma team this year compare kind of to last year, just like as an offensive unit, because you were out there last year too? Do you think they're better than they were a year ago, different?
Well, they're slower than they were last year, because they had Hollywood on the outside and they had Kyler Murray in the back. So they had tremendous speed back there last season. Now, I don't think, like this season, I don't think the Rambo guy is as fast as Brown was, and I know Jalen Hurts isn't as fast as Kyler Murray was. Kyler Murray's probably the fastest quarterback I've ever seen run. But other than that, like those guys might lack the speed, but those guys are just as disciplined and just as hungry as the guys were last year.
How much do you think that drop off in speed will benefit you guys this season?
Well, with Jalen Hurts being a dual threat quarterback, it kind of helps in the contain aspect, but I mean he can still run like he's a tailback, so it'll still be a challenge.
Adrian, being from the Houston area, I guess what did you know about Jalen Hurts early on, and then just what he's kind of become so far?
When I was in high school, I heard about the whole him coming out of Channelview and going to Alabama and everybody like being behind him and supporting him and things like that. And then I didn't really know what to think. I was just like, well, this would be a different type of quarterback for Bama. Like, I wonder how they'll progress or how they'll drop off. And he actually went down there and produced. And then he came back a couple times, and I seen him when at the TSU relays. I think it was my junior, senior year, one of the two. But he came back, and it was like he was a normal person. It wasn't like he was coming back and everybody was asking for autographs and things like that. He came back and he just blended in. And I just feel like that's something that everybody wants to do.
From a player perspective, I mean, Jalen Hurts has played on probably bigger stages combined than almost anyone in college football. How much and he's had success there too. How much do you think that kind of helps him?
It helps him now because he can bleed that into his teammates. Because that mindset, that discipline, and just the professionalism behind it, all of that, if you can feed that into others and get them on the same page, the sky is the limit. And with him being able to play at the peak, at the pinnacle of college football on multiple occasions, him being able to share that experience and share what he's learned and things like that'll really benefit his team.
How important was it for y'all to get that first road game out of the way before now you go to Norman, Oklahoma, hostile crowd, so on and so forth?
I think it was great because now we get to see how our teammates, like how the vibe is and how the coaching staff works, and it's kind of like you kind of got to get in the groove because the first game against Montana State, new coaching staff, new system, new rituals and things like that. So now it's like we kind of got to get used to adapting to away games, and now it's going to be a lot easier now that we already got one out the way.
How do you think y'all handled the first road game as a team, the ups and downs that go with it?
It was good being able to go back. We'll go back in time because the 2 hour gap. That was good because we were able to get more sleep, but the downside of it was we kind of had a lot of downtime. And then it was a 7:30 kickoff, so it was so much time that we had that we didn't have to do anything. It was kind of like abnormal, but other than that, I mean, we handled it pretty well. It was just a couple of things that we faced during the game that kind of caused the loss, rather than the travel.
When you watched the tape, was there something that stuck out that frustrated you? Because Dante mentioned, at least on the offensive side, they didn't really do anything to beat us. We beat ourselves. Did you notice that on the defensive side?
Yes, we beat ourselves too. It was a couple plays where it was just a couple mental mistakes and a couple of eye discipline. It's just like the smallest things can cost you. And I know on my end, I peeked in the backfield, cost us a touchdown. And it was another play when they ran that screen for 70 yards. But that was all because somebody didn't account for the back during the blitz. But it was just it's little things like that cost us. And then on that screenplay, if Doug hadn't been there hustling the way he did, that would have been 6 because there was nobody there. So, I mean, it's just little things like that kind of just eat away at me. But, I mean, I learned from them.
Are those things you can rep, or is that just a mentality thing? Having to be better mentally?
Me personally, it's a mentality thing. That was just a lack of discipline on my part. And then the other things, it was that big run that Tate had and he scored. That one was just it kind of just happened. It was kind of like nobody saw it coming. And then other things we just kind of got to look at it more, you know. I know me personally, it was a mental error, but everything else could have been seen more and been like a rep thing.
Coach Wells said that both quarterbacks will likely play. We're familiar with Jet from last year, of course, but when you faced Jackson in fall camp or in drills or anything like that, what kind of quarterback is he? What was the breed of him?
Despite how he looks, he can run. I mean, he looks like a traditional pocket passer, but he can tuck the ball away and get some yards downfield. But in the passing game, he's just as good as the rest of them. Him and Jet are pretty much, they're going neck and neck this week to see who's going to start this game because they both can ball. I can tell you that right now. Jackson's smart. Jet's smart. Though Jackson isn't as fast as Jet, I mean, he can get what he can get, you know? I mean, that's just a give or take. That's just extra. But in the passing game, both of those guys are good. Both of them can get it done.
Do you talk with him at all? What's his personality like? What's
Jackson?
Like? Yeah.
He's hungry because he got beat out of the spot at his last school, so it's kind of like he don't want to come here and make the same mistake. he's just hungry now. He doesn't want to transferring is hard on anybody, and transferring because of the things you went through at the school and then getting here and going through them again that's just frustrating. And now it's kind of like he has a chip on his shoulder, and Jet is the same way. Both of those guys got chips on their shoulders because Jet has something to prove that he's really the man. And then it's just like I like seeing both of them get after it, and that's what they're doing now. And Jackson Tyner is very hungry right now.
Do you see similarities between Tech's offense and Oklahoma that, going against this offense all summer that can help you for this game?
The spread offense, that right there is pretty much the similarity. They spread the formation out, run the ball. That's the biggest thing here, or the biggest comparison I can make. Other than that, it'll just be like personnel differences, but that they can like tweak here and there. But as far as scheme wise, any team that runs a spread offense can pretty much do the same things.